Hello, everybody. Back again. It's been a while. We had a little bit of a health scare. It wasn't really a scare. There really wasn't anything to it at all. And no, it was a virus. It was not COVID. We're fine. We're still doing all this stuff. It was something that the wife and I shared and didn't want to give it to all the other guys, so we decided to put the show on hiatus for a while. But here we are again, coming at you faster and harder than a Britt Baker DMD super kick, the Monkey Flip Podcast.
Welcome, everybody.
Hey, hanging out to my left is brand new co-host, permanent co-host, Hank Calhoun.
Welcome,
hey,
Hank.
thank you.
All right. Across the table from me as well is co-host Hammer.
How you guys doing?
I'll just go ahead
Forgot
and,
my name?
I'll just go ahead and stutter over everything that I do today because
I wasn't
not
gone
used to
that
talking.
long, bro.
And then to my right is the producer Sheila. That's my lovely wife. If you don't know, a lot of people do because I think only 10 people watched the last show.
You know why?
It was a Dusty.
It's because I wasn't there.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Tell you.
Nobody watched the last show.
Nobody watched the last show. That's correct. It does say that it's a view, though. In my defense, it says it's a view.
Okay.
So, yeah. I didn't hype it on Facebook or anything either because, I was like, I don't want to get it to the point where I don't have to hype it on Facebook. But basically what I'm saying is I'm too lazy to put in the work.
So we're going to put in some more work if we're going to want something out of it.
We want something out of it.
And we'll do it.
I just don't want to watch shitty wrestling to just talk about it. And we had some shitty wrestling. First of all, Pat Patterson passed away. Well, it was a very sad thing. He was a good guy. Never got the chance to meet him.
T's and P's.
It's pretty awesome that he was pretty. Not it was pretty awesome that he passed away. He was a pretty awesome guy, is what I was saying. But my ADD cut it off and made a different sentence out of it. I have a problem with that. I guess we can start off. Are we excited for? And this is weird because you've got Monday Night Raw, right?
Right.
It's the flagship. It's WWE. It's the big leagues. It's where everybody's playing, right? If everybody that's in anybody is in WWE. And then you have SmackDown on Friday, which is also a pretty big thing. WWE. It's what a lot of wrestlers decide they want to be. That's the end of their career. That's what their goal they're trying to achieve. And then you've got, of course, AEW, which is a newer upstart company that they've got some good talent in there, some underused talent, and some different issues there, but still very good. But the thing that I think that we're going to agree that we are the most excited about is NXT WarGames.
I would agree.
Yes.
And that's coming up, is it Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday. We get to watch NXT WarGames. Pat McAfee and his crew versus I almost said Michael Cole. That would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
Loved watching
If
that.
only Michael Cole could have been in the match where Finn Balor got his jaw broken.
And it could have been his jaw
And it could have
instead.
been his jaw wired
Right.
shut. That would be great. But it was not. And we're talking about Adam Cole, of course.
Baby.
Yep. And his team. And that's probably going to be really good stuff. The last War Games that they had with the Undisputed Era in there versus Ciampa and his team was really good. The last one I watched, I don't know if that was the last one or
Yeah,
not.
it was last
Yeah, it
one.
was.
Okay, that was pretty good. So what's anybody's thoughts on what you think is going to maybe happen, or are there any other matches you're looking forward to? We'll talk about just War Games, but if you want to switch it up and say, hey, there's other things I want to see, go ahead, because we got nothing for this show because your boy was on fucking pills that took him out of existence for the night because he tweaked his back. And there were some other things. We didn't have the opportunity to watch a lot of wrestling this week. I watched it all, but it didn't really register because I was just chilling, floating in the air because some good medication. God bless you, the doctor that gave me that medication and helped me through this. So we'll start on my left-hand side with Hank. What do you think?
Mostly, I'm more excited about both War Games matches than anything else on the card. Those two matches, I think the build for both matches has been good. The men's more than the ladies, I think, but I mean, who doesn't want to see Pat McAfee get his ass kicked?
That's true.
He's been talking
you
all
can watch
that
your fucking
shit.
mouth, boy.
He's been talking all that shit.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I
He's
don't
been
want to see
talking
him
all
get
this
his ass
shit.
kicked.
Now we don't have to have a heel announcer. We don't have to have a heel announcer.
But no, seriously, like, all the shit he's been talking, I want to see him get his ass kicked this time. Like, before it was just like, we'll see how he does.
See, and my take on this is for the first time you did say something about the buildup. There could have been more of a buildup, I think.
Yeah.
It could have been a little more linked in that. But what I do like is we don't have a clue what's going to happen. Yeah. And that's rare. Usually we have a pretty good idea. We see the way they're doing it, how they're laying it out. We have no clue what's going to happen.
In the men's,
really
no. In the women's,
we were talking a little bit. We know
can
what should happen,
much,
but we don't know what's going to happen.
But in the women's match, you can pretty much almost guarantee that Shotzi and them are going to win.
Oh, absolutely.
Like just how that build's been going.
Yeah, and then this maybe I feel it. I hear what you're saying, and I think that if we outline it, it's been like everything bad has been happening to the baby faces. There's never been a back and forth.
Right.
And I think that suffers from the having to gear up and make this War Games because it's time for it. It makes it suffer a little bit because they couldn't do a good build to make this a blow off. It can't be a blow off. It's in the middle of everything. Yeah. Like the Pat McAfee stuff, you can't say that this is the end of it. This is just the beginning of it.
Oh yeah.
Put them in War Games. That's cool. But War Games should be a blow off.
Should be.
It really should. And I feel you. I think the girls we've been seeing the heels get the high end of everything. Shotzi losing her tank. I'll cry for a second for that. And I'm sure that I saw a commercial of her building War Machine. Yeah. I'm sure that's going to be another fucking ridiculous tank or something. I understand there's symbolism. Don't care. Don't give a shit. It's still wrestling. You're supposed to be wrestling, not driving up in a Tyco fucking tank and running over people.
How pissed off are you going to be tomorrow when she rolls out in that tank with all 4 of their asses on?
Yeah, it's going to be big enough to hold them all.
It's going to be a Hummer.
It's going to be a big ass fucking. It's going to be electric, because we're environmentally conscious. Yeah, and it's going to be
flex fuel.
I know something's happening.
Fuel, yeah.
I know something's happening. I know that's going to. I mean, you killed the tank for a reason. Whoever's idea it was to put it on there, I mean, well, it's a tribute to her brother. Have her have a tribute. Have her pull on her fucking ear after the match. That's how everybody else does it. There's no reason to bring a tank into shit. Anyway.
He feels strongly about this, guys.
I feel very strongly about it. It's one of the worst things. I mean, because I don't think her work is up to snuff either. Like Shotzi, when I see her in the ring with people, there are all kinds of confusion and things that just look botched, right? Just to use the term the internet made up, people, botched. Yep. Everything just looks bad. I think that if she could have some more matches and keep going, I think it would be good. Not that she's not good, just that she's not up to the level of the people that she's facing.
Right.
And every time she's in a match, it just seems like we saw Rhea Ripley versus
Raquel
Gonzalez, right? And that match was what I think was the best women's match that I've ever seen. Everything was on it. Well, there's a couple that might be up there close, but this was up close to the top. And I thought that was the best. And then Raquel Gonzalez gets in with Shotzi Blackheart. It looks just fucking shit's all over the place and nothing's going. So you're not telling me that Rhea Ripley did that match 100% on her own and carried Raquel Gonzalez. Right. I think it has to be a mutual thing for everything to work on that level. So when you bring Shotzi in and something goes wrong, it's somebody has to be lacking at that point. Right. And I know shit happens, and you have a bad match sometimes. But every time I'm seeing Shotzi,
when you look at the common denominator of these bad matches, it's Shotzi. She's in it.
Yeah, and it's not saying that she's horrible.
Right.
And you know my thing against Io Shirai. I'm not saying that she's horrible. I'm just saying that she's not to the level you're portraying that she's at.
Right.
Io Shirai is not to the level you're portraying she's at. She beat Rhea Ripley in that match a couple weeks ago, and she did the moonsault, and she did it. Rhea crawled into the ring and actually was adjusting so she could hit the moonsault. I see it. She did it really well and covered up that she was doing. And even after all the adjusting, Io Shirai lands on her knees, does the moonsault across her legs, and gets the pin. And I'm like, stop doing it. Stop doing the moonsault.
Yep.
Figure out a different move that you can actually pull off every time, because it's just ridiculous. Shotzi's being kind of the same way. I like her attitude. I like when she gets in her, even the fucking howl that she does. I'm cool with that. with a stupid Blitzkrieg helmet with the fucking horns. I'm cool with that. That's just a gimmick you come to the ring with. That's a Van Vader type thing. Cool. But a tank, no. And shore it up a little bit. Keep working at your craft and do what you got to do.
Right.
And, there you go.
The tank makes it too cartoonish.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
Too much of a bad thing. Because just think of the helmet. If she came out wearing that helmet, she's just wearing some silly shit.
Right.
And that's pretty cool. She takes it off and she's done. She comes out in the tank in that helmet, and it makes the helmet so silly it's cartoony.
Yeah.
So it ruins that. So it also makes her cartoony.
It does, yeah.
Which I don't think it's...
Like I say, it was cool at first, but yeah.
I don't want it to be that way. We need more women that can go.
Right.
And not ones that put... I mean, Candice LeRae. Every time she's in a match, it looks good.
Yeah.
And we are
She's
getting
good
there.
heel.
And we are getting there. The women are a lot better than they ever have been. I will say that.
A lot better, especially the ones we wrestled. They're like, we want to be in there because
Yeah, but half the time we were trying to guard our noses too. We were trying to avoid smells. So
the leg drop incident, yes. I was it me that was teaching her how to do the leg drop, and she dropped it on Chris, and I was now hold it there, and she's down,
and you're trying to show her how she was sitting.
I'm saying, okay, look how you're doing it. You just spread out and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I see Chris lift up her leg and roll out from under her really fast, and then just sit down, and I was like, "What's that about?" Okay, and then later he was like, "Dude, she smelled so bad." I was like, "I gotcha." But those girls that we had to wrestle really just wanted to come in because either Trish Stratus, which was a good thing, or like Candice, Michelle, and the people like that. They were the supermodels that they put in there that didn't know how to wrestle.
Right.
And that's who they looked up to. Those people don't know how to keep it snug, so I don't have to. No, you do.
Yeah.
We're going to teach you better. So, and that's why a lot of them got out of it, because it was going to be rough, and they didn't think it was going to be rough. They thought they were just going to be pretty and be in the ring.
Crystal Carmichael.
Yeah. Some of them weren't even pretty, but that's okay.
Right.
Not that you have to be pretty.
No, you do.
Not what I'm saying. You don't have to be pretty.
The views and opinions expressed by my co-host does not necessarily express the views of the whole show. Okay?
Kind of.
You do need to be pretty. Okay?
Okay.
In your own way. Pretty is what comes from within.
That is true, but then again, if you took a look at it and you saw a dog ugly dude, you'd probably be like, well, everybody's going to root for you to get your face kicked in. It's not going to work out for you. Then there's been some ugly motherfuckers. I don't know.
Kane.
Oh, Kane.
Kane, that's an ugly dude.
Kane's kind of an ugly dude, I guess.
I think that's the point of the mask.
It's like, we're going to put you in a mask. You're so ugly.
Right, but the bad thing is he's scarier without it. And he really is.
But charismatic as hell. He's a governor. He was the mayor or something.
He still is, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he is.
I don't know. I saw him for about a tenth of a second at the Undertaker's thing where they marched everybody down the fucking ramp into the ring, went to the Undertaker package, and marched them right the fuck out of the building and just put Vince McMahon in the middle.
And it looked like a Vince. It looked like a
The ghost
funeral.
of Vince McMahon. That's awesome. Need a drink.
Yeah, he was looking rough. Vince looks rough. I mean, I know eventually you're gonna fall off that scale, but he looked so good for so long, and like one day it just ended.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question then. Because we didn't have any questions, we were woefully unprepared for this, even more so than usual. Basically, somebody texted me last night when we were recording tomorrow, and I was like, "Yeah." So here's a question, and it's probably a question that's been answered. It's going to be speculation. Nobody's going to know what happens to the WWE post Vince McMahon. And we all know it's inevitable. There's an age thing. There's only so long you can do stuff. And not saying that he's lost his faculties, not saying anything like that. Don't know him, don't have any inside information. But we do know that age is a real thing, and sooner or later you either shuffle off and go on to the next chapter of whatever it is, or you retire because you can't or don't no longer want to do anymore. What do we speculate would happen to the WWE if Vince McMahon retired tomorrow?
Okay, now this is assuming you still think Vince is running everything right now?
I think that he is a very big figure in that, yes, because I think for the things that I'm hearing from some of the chaoticness about, like, you know how you look at Raw and it just seems like pieced together at the last minute?
Yeah.
There have been things there have been very reliable people saying that Raw was written an hour before the show because Vince decided no and said we're rewriting it right now. And I mean, it shows that it was hastily put together in some of the stuff. And I think even some of the SmackDown stuff, they said that on. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it was more Vince than anything
Well, if
else.
that is the case, then maybe because we have been so unhappy with the product, maybe it's because of actions like that. Maybe when they wrote the show to begin with, it wasn't so bad.
Maybe.
And Vince comes in and he's got his mind and he wants what he wants and he goes, no, scratch it. We're going a whole another way. So maybe once he's completely out, things will get better.
Maybe.
I mean, you got to hope anyway. I can't imagine it getting worse. I truly can't imagine it getting worse. I
can't imagine it getting worse either.
Right. So it can only get better. And I truly think it might. And especially with what you just said you think's happening, if he's coming in after everything's done going, no, I don't like that. Scratch it. Well, now they've been working all week for this. So he's scratching it all and making it up in a half hour. You can't be putting your best product out there if you're making it in a half hour.
Well, I've seen a little bit where they're saying that Vince was pissed off at Bruce Pritchard with Raw and shit the past couple of weeks. It's why he's come in to scratched everything and then they started all over. But yeah,
their relationship seems very unhealthy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
they fight all the time.
Since he's been back, they've been like butting heads pretty much every week. So, I mean,
okay,
it's hearsay, but
yeah, well, a lot of it's hearsay because even the
maybe it is.
Yeah, we don't know if the stuff that we're reading means anything. It's why I don't like to do it too often because we don't know if it's true or not. But speculation. If they're going to speculate, let's speculate. We'll speculate. So who takes the reins though?
I think Triple H and Stephanie take the reins, and Shane.
I don't think Shane wants it.
Well, I think maybe they let Shane take over SmackDown, let him run SmackDown, which is what they were doing before. Triple H and Steph were running Raw, and he was running SmackDown, and everything was fine then. And then Vince come back around, and then here's Pritchard, and now shit's going back to trash again. Mm-hmm. Like, make up your mind. Look what Hunter and Sean are doing at NXT. They took that from nothing, just being a bunch of, like, it was a joke game show, and now look at it. Like, give them the reins on the big show.
I think Hunter wants to make NXT the big show.
Oh, he does. And it shows. It shows in the booking. I mean, it does. Yeah. If you look at the booking and how he's building his guys down there, and then everybody's like, oh, well, they're bringing them up to the main roster. Fuck that. Leave them there. Yeah. They're doing great there. Leave them there.
What has happened to anybody that's come up from the main roster of NXT that we
except for watched? Seth and Roman and Dean? Nothing.
And that was even
nothing.
Seth and Roman weren't even in, like, it was NXT, but it's not like NXT as we know it now. Right. It wasn't on USA. It was just, here's NXT. We got some good people. Yep. Yeah. And NXT got us one of our referee guys. We know pretty well that we were like, he's doing well. So I hope he's doing well. I don't know if he's doing well. I see him.
He was on the show last night.
Yeah, he did the
SmackDown.
Pat Patterson Memorial 3-man or 6-man tag. How does the 6-man tag relate to Pat Patterson? I don't know.
They were all Intercontinental champions.
Okay, so they were all Intercontinental champions. That's how they got that going. I got you. Big E was Intercontinental champion? Wow. Okay.
Who was?
Big E.
Big E
Langston.
Really?
Yeah, he was Intercontinental champ twice, I think.
But before the whole New Day run?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when he was still with Ziggler.
Oh, he was wearing the red tights.
Yeah, it was him and Ziggler and AJ then when he had the IC belt.
But here, the thing that you just said makes me think of something else. And I know we're jumping around. You haven't listened to this show? We're jumping around. But when I think of, if we're ranking the television shows that we're watching with wrestling on them right now, and I know there's NWA TNA, I know there's Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor I don't view as a television show because there's no real TV channel that's on. You got to catch it on the internet. I just don't. And I know there's probably some other things that I'm missing. Some people say, well, there's this and there's this and this. I don't have enough time to pay attention to that stuff. So if we're talking about TNA, or not TNA because it's called Impact now, to the side. If we're talking WWE Raw, WWE SmackDown, AEW, and NXT, What is the most traditional wrestling show that we have?
NXT.
And NXT.
Yeah. NXT. It's the most traditional wrestling show we have.
And it's not traditional, but still, it's the
like
most.
I said, that's why it pisses me off when I see a girl riding a tank. Because a girl riding a tank is
taking away from the one thing we got here.
Stupid indie shit in something that I can get behind. And now you got stupid indie shit in there. I mean, even when they have the little Rockstar Spud, whoever he is, I can't remember what they is.
Drake Maverick.
We have Drake Maverick and the big fuzzy guy, fucking whatever his name is. When you have those guys out there and they're having their little fucking gimmick joke, it doesn't bother me because they're doing it well and they're doing it wrestling. They're not coming out with like mallets or some shit like that. It's not a clown hidden under shit. It's just one dude who's quirky and another dude that doesn't like the quirkiness, and they're together as a tag team because they're good. I can work with that. Cool. Too bad they don't let them ever finish a match, but but yeah, I get that. But like even AEW, when I'm talking about AEW, there is a lot.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's a lot of tradition in AEW. There's traditional stuff in AEW. It's just bad.
I guess you know what does it for me? I can say one name, and it ruins that whole company for me. Orange Cassidy. Ruins it for me.
I'm going to agree to an extent. I like Orange Cassidy in that the stupid shit that he does is to his own detriment.
I know.
However, sometimes that doesn't come over, and they do the stupid shit. So, to me, logically, ring-wise, if I were standing against an opponent, and the opponent did a little shuffle ankle tap, and then backed up and did it, I may sit there and watch him do it. And then when he does something else, I clothesline him out his fucking boots. So that makes sense. That works well for me. The fact that they have to go out of their way to get it over, I think, is what you're seeing.
Yes.
They go out of their way to get that shit over, and that's bothersome.
And by doing that, they're replaying the same match over and over again.
Yeah, same
with
thing.
a different person
Same
in there.
Yep.
You know,
same shit. I've got to do my 450. You know, like when you get in the ring with the guy, he's just showing up, right? You've been a fucking vet at the place forever. People come to you to talk to you, to ask you questions, do everything they've got that they want to do. They come to you before they go to the fucking promoter. And this kid comes in his first time and he goes, well, I'm wrestling you. What do you want to do? It's like, well, I'm going over. It's, yeah. And I'm like, oh, you're not going to get much in because you're new and you haven't been here. No. I have to do my 450 splash. No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, I have to. I gotta get over. Like, no, that's not how you get over, bro. I'll get you over. Listen to what I have to say. I will get you there. Trust me. Oh, I gotta get in a 450 splash, man. I gotta do it. That's my thing. I have to do it every match. You realize that you're not getting yourself over. You're getting a 450 splash over, right? Because you're not getting yourself over.
And you're actually putting that match or that move under because they're tired of seeing you do it every fucking week.
Worst case scenario, now you have to do it every match. Even though it doesn't fucking make any sense.
Right, now you're trying to fit it in an area it don't belong.
Yep. Right. So you've got the move over. Yeah. Because if you don't do a 450 splash, you're like, watch this guy do this splash.
So he becomes the guy that does the 450 splash.
Yeah. And he doesn't
like,
do
what's his name?
Splash.
I don't know, but he does the 450 splash.
Watch this thing. And then you're like, he didn't do it. Now the fans are like, he didn't fucking do it. Now you shit on the fans because they're waiting to see you do it. So I don't remember what I was talking about.
I don't either.
I think, we're talking about Orange Cassidy. I like Orange Cassidy to the point of he deserves to be on the card. He does not deserve to be in the main event.
No. Or taken seriously for that matter.
Because it's a comedy thing.
Now, you could do that thing, I believe, and like you said, let it be to his detriment, okay? And then finally you can see psychologically where it's taking effect on him. He's starting to figure it out, okay? To where eventually he goes to do his shit and he realizes, no, I got to quit. I can't be doing this. And then he turns himself around and becomes what he is. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would like that.
Well,
because the dude can work.
Rockstar Spud.
Yeah.
They just did the angle where he fucking snapped and ran out and got a chair and started beating people.
And I think that would really put him over because he can work.
It went comedy to serious.
Yeah, without a problem. And nobody questioned it.
Yep.
So what do you think happens if Vince retired tomorrow?
I know what I would like to happen. What I would like to happen is like you guys mentioned, Triple H and Stephanie to step over and start taking control of Raw, because that is still the main company brand. SmackDown's been kicking its ass. Yep. Even when they did the brand shakeup and moved everybody around this time, it's still SmackDown's the better portion of it. They evened some shit out with putting the Fiend and Alexa on Raw, which I had never thought I would like to see the Fiend ever.
Yeah, but they'd be screwed without them too.
And the Fiend and Alexa are a great pairing.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had lunch right before this. So I like the Fiend. I still don't like they turn the fucking screen red. Still don't like they play the cringy ass squeaky music. But
I made that your ringtone when you call me, by the way.
That's awesome.
Do all your lights turn red in your house?
They don't do that.
Not yet. He doesn't have them installed.
That's funny. Because like here we can do, Alexa, turn the lights red.
You have to say living.
Living room. This was a hell of a gimmick, wasn't it?
Alexa.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No.
Turn the living room.
Yeah. This one over. Oh, there it is. Now we just need to see music.
Where's that music at, Robin?
Everything turned orange.
Oh my God. Alexa, set living room lights to soft white. Now I wonder if she heard that.
No, she did not.
Alexa, set living room lights to soft white. This is why there's an edit button.
Which he probably won't edit.
Yeah, probably not.
Because every time he says that, he doesn't edit it out.
Right over there in the corner, Alexa Bliss is going, nope.
See, there's an intention, but then there's also a laziness. It's like, I'm going to clear that up and make that solid. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Just put it out there.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
Well,
that's
why first I got to do this. And fuck that. I'm just sending it out.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. That's why there's no video, but we're trying to do video yet again. And we got a nice little 4-way set up. So who knows? Maybe we'll get it. But yeah, I think I would like
maybe we'll get our 4-way on video and get it released to you guys.
Sorry.
I'm going to leave now.
Whoa!
Wait a minute.
Definitely not.
Wait. Okay. Our topic of conversation is just changed. We're having a 4-way with my wife, and she takes off. How long till we notice she's gone? Nobody wants to speculate on that.
Wait, where's Rob? He noticed.
What's going on? Am I humping the carpet? What's going on? Okay.
Rob, got out of the bathroom.
So I think that Triple H and maybe even Shawn Michaels or whoever over there is helping make those decisions at NXT. If they could bring that to Raw, that'd be good because Raw has talent. They've got talented people on there. I mean,
real quick, do you think Michaels has input over there?
I think he's showing up more and more. I think he's part of it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because of Triple H, he's
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, just like anything. If I was doing something, you came over and you were like, "Hey, what about this?" And I go, "Oh, yeah," and I would do it. So I think there's something to be said there. Somebody with a mind like his, you can't put together all those matches that he did that are fucking classic and not be able to try to apply that to something else.
Right. And especially when he takes his ego out of it, he probably a lot.
He's got no fucking ego in it, so it's probably really good shit. So yeah, I would hope that would happen, and that would be best foot. Who knows what happens in NXT at that point, or if they just do share the deal. They do it for both Raw and NXT. I'd be very sad that Vince McMahon isn't part of it because there's an iconic thing there. But I mean, we saw him Sunday. He didn't look not rough. This Sunday, a couple Sundays ago.
Yeah, he looked rough.
He looked pretty rough.
He was on SmackDown last night. I
saw him on SmackDown last night too. He was in the middle of the moment of silence for Pat Patterson with Gerald Briscoe. It's good to see him out there too. I'm glad they let him come because they fired him, so I'm glad they let him come back for that. Say goodbye to a friend. Maybe something good to come from it. And
they treated Pat very well too. Yeah. After been a lot of shady shit happened in that company over the years, and shit came out. They treated him well. I'm glad that he got treated the way he got treated.
You could see the genuine sadness in all of their faces last night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you said like Bailey looked like she was crying.
Yeah.
And on NXT even because they were like.
Well, Rock did an interview, and he was crying.
Yeah.
You could tell the dude had an effect on people.
Yeah.
So
good dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, I never met him, but if I can tell from other people, he's a good dude. There's only been a few people that somebody has said is a good dude that I just didn't agree with. Hardcore Harris. And yeah, it's just, I mean, not meaning to name names Hardcore Harris, but no, that's not, no, it's fine. Hardcore Harris wasn't that bad. Ryan Paradise, he was an asshole.
Yeah, that fucking.
Yeah.
I liked Hardcore Harris. Well, no, I didn't. I didn't like Hardcore Harris.
No.
I did like Ryan Paradise.
Yeah,
though.
you liked Ryan Paradise. I did not like Ryan Paradise.
I didn't like his friend. It's my friend tried to break my neck. I didn't like him. But
I don't know that he tried.
We're not gonna.
He was really successful at it.
well,
It was effortless.
effortless.
It was effortless. He was so good. He set it up to break 20 years later.
Right?
It's like this is going to slowly fall apart until you're rushed to the hospital.
In a helicopter.
Yeah. Crazy. So yeah,
I forgive you though.
That's where you forgive who?
James Byington.
James.
Buster the Wicker Clown.
Buster.
Did you just say wicker clown?
Buster the Wicker Clown. That'd
Yeah,
be
the
good.
Wicker Clown.
We need to keep that under our hats because it'll be on fucking Raw.
Wicker. Wasn't Burning Man Wicker?
Oh, so we get to light him on fire.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Fucking A.
Hey, he might be into
I
that.
thought you said you forgave.
I do forgive him.
That is not the action of forgiveness.
He might be into that shit.
That's what forgiveness sounds like to me.
I forgive you.
Children
Shit,
screaming
you got
and
another
then
lighter.
silence.
This one isn't working.
Yes, exactly.
I said children screaming and then silence.
That's what forgiveness sounds like.
That is funny.
I can watch your clown burn all fucking day. I don't give a fuck about your little clown.
That is funny. Oh my god.
That reminds James. We wrestled a match. It was like right before we did. I think it was when we were doing the exchange shit.
Okay.
Right before we brought him in, or before we gave him the ultimatum: either you join or we'd kick your ass. And this motherfucker comes to me and was like, "Jeremy, can I hit you with a light tube?" I was like, "Can you go fuck yourself?"
That's the answer.
And he's like, "No, man." He's like, "I just want to hit you over the back." And I was like, "No." He's like, "You didn't hit me in the head." No.
It's
So-
like it's good that you recognize that. You shouldn't be asking this question.
Right.
I can hit you in the head.
I finally gave in and told him, "Okay, you can hit me, but you're going to hit me in the legs where, I'm not going to feel it.
Yeah.
Hit me in the legs." "Okay. You're still going to hit me in the head, right?" "Yes,
Brother,
I will hit
I'll tell
in
you
the
what I'll
fucking
do.
head."
I'll tell you what I'll do. You don't even have to hit me at all. I'll hit you in the head with a light tube.
Right.
You don't have to hit me at all. And if you want, I'll stab you with that light tube with the end that's sharp. Whatever you want me to do. That's why I like Justin every once in a while. He would come in and be like, "We're gonna have a hardcore match," and I'm like, "I don't like hardcore matches. They don't really mean to do anything. If you get me in a good story, it'll be good if we do it at the end." And we did that once, and we had a hardcore match at the end of it. It was a blow off match, and he brought all this shit, and I'm like, "Dude, that I don't know about that. That's not for you. That's not for you. It's for me." I was like, "Okay, we can do this. Yes, let's do this."
Those are my favorite hardcore matches with Justin, because I'm just like, "No. Oh, it's me. No." And then he comes up to me when I was staying with him, and he's like, "Jeremy, I got this fucking huge idea." And he starts pulling out pieces of paper where he had written shit down.
You like diagrammed it?
Yes. He's like,
Jesus.
read that. So I would read through it, and I'm like, "You're fucking crazy. Like, are you borderline psycho?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "Probably."
Yeah.
I'm like, eh.
I don't even know
You
that
want
I would
hit
call
with
him
all this
borderline.
shit?
Yeah.
I'll hit you.
I'm
I'll hit you with
borderlines
this
there.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, when everybody was so pissed off at me because I jerked him out of the rafters.
Oh shit!
Oh, I was like, "You fucking just pulled him out of the rafters and like, you killed him." I was like, "He told me to do it. I didn't want to do it. I even said, I don't want to do that." And he's like, "It'll be fine. Let's do this." And all I was thinking was, I want to get in the back and get these fucking thumbtacks out of my back. Okay, pull him down. Boom, boom. Okay, is he dead? He's moving. He's not dead. I'm good. Okay. Yeah. so
And you
it's
didn't
crazy.
get those thumbtacks out of your back. I did.
Yeah, I couldn't reach them all. And it was one of the guys that had been there before. She was picking them out one by one. I was like, and then one of the guys goes, no, just grab the back of his shirt and pull. And she grabbed the back of my shirt and pulled and just went,
Yep.
and all of them came right out. And I was like, better. And I had one stuck in my thumb knuckle. Which sucks. Not much.
You said your favorite matches hardcore were with Justin.
Some of them.
Although it probably wasn't my favorite match ever, it's still the worst because he fucked me up.
Yeah, you guys fucked each other up. Let's be honest about that. You guys fucked each other up.
That match caused my knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we watched it over
Sheila
and over
Hummer
again.
also caused my knee.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that match.
I'm sorry.
What now?
I'm sorry.
Remember?
I remember.
Can we go back for a second?
Yeah.
You said something about a Hummer causing your knee problem.
Yeah. No, not a Hummer. Somebody named Hummer.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a name. I didn't hear the name.
Yeah, you remember Sheila?
No.
The stripper?
The stripper that we brought in, she started wrestling, and I fucked her.
Yeah, you know the hooker?
And then...
Wait, was that the events that were supposed to transpire? Hey, you want to come in and wrestle and Hammer will fuck you? Is that
No, I didn't. It just happened.
okay.
Was that
It
part of
didn't-
the
no.
money that she had to
No,
pay?
that ended up
I tripped
happening
and fell and
over time. Yeah.
But
No, I don't remember.
But yeah, I had that fans bring the weapons match against Justin. Well, the bar that she worked at was owned by a guy named Chris,
Okay.
who had a thing for her.
Oh, yeah.
He was very unhappy with me because I was inside while he wanted to be inside.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So he brought bar stools and shit, and that's what Justin beat me with.
Barstool?
Yeah. And crutches and
I remember that the thing that took out your leg was like a golf club. He put something...
ironing board.
Ironing board. He put an ironing board over and hit you with a golf club and actually missed everything but your knee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
That was probably when he wasn't, because he stopped doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I was rehabbing a bad knee
All I remember
that I
is a
just recently
thud.
got fixed.
I was like, ooh, that wasn't an ironing board. And then come back, and then Rob comes back limping. God damn it. God damn it. Like, yep.
Yeah,
That was not an ironing board.
But even Justin will tell you the worst thing for me that night was the bar stool because he hit me over the back, but when he hit me over the back with it, which wouldn't have been, he rolled it and the stool part hit me in the back. Them bar stools are fucking 20 pounds of solid oak.
Yeah.
That fucked me up.
Well, they have to stay sturdy because when you're on them, they're a little wobbly.
Right.
And my father's fell off more bar stools than anybody. They've woken him up at the bar, sent him home. He had 4 heart attacks and 3 of them were on a bar stool.
Damn.
Finally, you just start sitting on the floor, huh?
You know what? This is something that my heart can't take being this high while I'm
down
getting
there
drunk.
anyway. I'll start.
Clayton, while you laying there, it's like, just pour it in my mouth. Let's go. It was a different time. You could say that and get away with it. Now
under the
it's not good.
Right.
So that's the answer to what I think should happen if Vince McMahon decided to retire. That's the answer to that. Yeah. You got both of them going?
It's possible that the video just kept recording. I don't think I had it paused.
Maybe I'll get some outtakes. I don't know. I don't think we said anything incriminating.
I don't think so.
I did say I'd been on a lot of drugs.
You
Yeah.
also said that almost all of the strippers.
Yeah, almost. It's like you were saying, because I kept going, Hummer. Sheila Hummer. I don't.
Oh, and I did just put out on air that I fucked her, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did.
That's okay.
It's a long time ago.
That
Nobody
was a
knows.
long time ago.
You don't know what she looks like now. She might be like, cool accomplishment. See, somebody will do it.
I might be doing it right now. Right.
But you can't. I was like, Hummer. It sounds familiar. The name sounds familiar. And I'm like, and she was a stripper. And about the time you guys are talking about, all of the people that were ever in my high school were strippers. Well, a lot of them.
She's
were.
our exact age too. Went to school with us.
See, that's what I'm saying. It sounds familiar. I just can't place it. So there was the one time that we went into the strip club and it was like a fucking high school reunion. I was like, oh, that's what they look like.
You know, oddly
that's
enough,
what they look like.
It's still like that.
Is it?
Just many years later.
Oh, that's not good.
yeah, you
that's
still
not
see
good.
Jewel in there, I'm sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Funny story about that.
Okay.
Her son, no. Her son worked with me.
Oh, yeah?
I had no idea
Steven.
that's who. Yeah, Steven. Steven worked with me at Dunham's.
Yeah.
I had no idea who his mom was. So we're working, and Joey, Tony and Joe was working with me too. He kept talking about Steven's mom and stuff. So, after work one day, we went over to the house and smoked blunt after work, and I walk in the door and it's fucking Jewel. And I'm like, no. So like, we ended up smoking this blunt, and like I'd go and hang out, and she'd be like, "Oh, hey, honey," and I'm like, no, like I'm married. Sorry.
I'm like, I was thinking it was going to be a different story. So I got really excited. I thought it was going to be like I was just talking to Steven. I was like, man, this is whore that I used to know. This bitch would blah and blah and blah. And then he's like, this is my mom. Oh, no. That would have been a better story.
No,
but it was a good story. So.
He was a little taken aback when he found out that I had known his mom for a while. He's like, well, I knew mom was a stripper and da-da-da-da-da. I was like, yeah, I've known her for a long time since I was in my 20s. And she's like,
I've known her since I was 13.
I've known her since I was about
the same age, probably
14 or 15.
Well, I didn't know her until I started going to the titty bar.
I didn't know her from the titty bar. I knew her as a friend.
From school was where it started. That's how I met her.
I just knew her from the titty bar.
I knew her from her brother Paul. It's like I went over there. I met one of the girls that I was engaged to through.
Wasn't Paul with Onda?
Yeah, Paul was with Onda for a while. Paul was with Onda for a while. He was with that dude. Got tail. I don't know how he did it, but he always had some girl somewhere. But he looked fucking scrubby. As
Very
not
much
meaning
so.
to talk
he did
ill,
though.
Not meaning to talk ill of the dead, but he's really fucking scruffy. He was one of my best friends when I heard that he died. He died. He had a heart attack.
Oh,
he passed
I didn't know
away.
that.
He didn't pass away. He fucking died. But yeah, he had a heart attack and he died. And he had a pretty good life, I hear. But I lost touch with him for a while. I always thought, I could always go hang out or find Paul, see what he's doing. And now I can't do that. And I can always go and find Jewel and figure out what I don't want to do that. So, well, she's not. She wasn't a bad person.
No.
She was a little high-strung sexually.
Oh, yeah.
But she wasn't a bad person. I like her enough. I hugged her the last time I saw her. Unfortunately, it was at a funeral, but and she looked different. But
I probably hugged her last time I saw her too, because I didn't have a problem with her ever. She was just,
and then how many dollars?
She's super
did you give her?
nice.
No, I didn't
Super
see her.
nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a nice person.
No, I never tipped at strip clubs.
Oh, really?
No, I had a method.
Oh, okay.
Here's what I did. I would always, when the first girl come up to me, I'd say, I just got here. Absolutely, I want to tip you, but I want to see you dance first, and your next time I got you. I know when she comes up again, I've seen everybody dance. I get the fuck out.
He was like, all right, we've gone through the rotation. You ready to go?
Yep.
One of the best times I had at a strip club. Everybody here knows Lawrence, right?
Well, I did tip Ruin's wife just because it was Ruin's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Did.
And you knew she needed the money?
No, I just knew that he would get upset.
I was going to say, are you paying for personal trauma of her having to screw that guy? Could you imagine him eating her pussy?
Oh, that poor pussy.
I'm so torn up.
Me too.
I'm laughing at the genuine look on his face when he said, "Oh, poor pussy." It's got a scar in it, just like King's hand.
And Shiloh's head.
Yeah, Shiloh's head.
Well, Shiloh's head was from an elbow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He'll damage you one way or another.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Either the pointy elbow or the pointy teeth. You take your pick.
Not meaning to talk ill of the dead or anything.
But for the record,
Is he dead? I don't know. Is he dead?
I
Somebody told me he was.
I haven't.
I heard he was dead.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw Shiloh not too long ago. He was working somewhere, and I went up to pay for my food or something, and he said, "Hey, Bill," and I was like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" Because I like that dude. That dude
Yeah,
was
Shiloh
alright.
was awesome.
And he didn't say anything about it. He said something about him being a drunk all the time, but he didn't say whether he was dead or not. But this was a while ago, and I thought somebody told me.
I'm
that he
pretty sure
died.
I talked to his son.
Yeah.
And his
How'd you get
son
a
said
son?
he was dead. Yeah.
He didn't say he was dead to me.
No.
Oh, okay. Because it's different.
It is different.
Yeah.
And I can understand that one too.
We could go back
Again,
to
not
this
to
being.
speak ill of the dead if he is dead.
Yeah, fuck Monkey Flick podcast. We can just go back to fat old guys watch wrestling, and make it fat old guys talk about wrestling, and it's just gonna be fat old guys talk about other guys that are old and fat
I have to leave again.
and dead.
That have wrestled.
Right? At one point, they did wrestle. I broke his shoulder. All
really?
of the people that I've hurt in the ring, he's one of them. I broke his shoulder. He hit the ropes, came off for a clothesline. I clotheslined him out of his fucking boots. He rotated, hit his shoulder, broke his fucking shoulder.
I remember Justin Fury breaking my wrist.
Damn. You sit on it?
No, it was before the show. We were doing
Did you
cross
have
bodies.
your
I
hand
was
in him?
really
Oh.
high. Really high. We had a lot of safety meetings,
Yeah.
and I went out and I was like, all right, crossbody.
Yeah.
He calls that shit. I didn't get my arm all the way underneath.
Landed on it.
Elbow down.
Yeah.
Ribs on my hand to snap that bitch.
Ah.
That's pretty silly.
Yeah, and the ex-brother-in-law, fucking Kevin, you're going to break your wrist in 5 minutes. Wasn't even that. 2.5.
Oh, yeah, you're going to fuck your sister. And I'm sorry. I should not have said that. Sorry.
He's fucking...
The first part of the laughter was because it's true. The second part is because Hank's here.
That's what I thought about when I was like, oh, fuck. We're a little too close to the situation here.
Whatever. It wouldn't surprise me. She's a whore. Like, come on.
You remember earlier when we were talking about the guy whose kid had turned from a girl to a boy, and
Yeah.
he told me, and then I told Hammer, and Hammer thought I was ripping him, and I said that it was probably difficult for that guy to tell Hammer that because of his natural reaction, the way he is. We just saw that in action.
But look, honestly, whew, I bet Dusty hit it too.
That could be. Could be.
She was a whore, man. She's. Oh, I should.
We're talking about that
Was
little
a
redheaded
whore.
girl, right?
No. We're talking about Jamie. We're talking about.
Oh, the one I was trying to hit with a fucking football because she was a cunt.
Yeah, she was a cunt.
Yeah.
Still is. Still is.
She was like, "You guys stop doing that!" And then
She was redheaded,
"We're
too.
just gonna fucking." Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Orange-headed.
she was blonde at the time I was throwing it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I kept looking for a fucking mop of a fucking skull bouncing so I could throw the football at her.
I wish you would have hit her right in the fucking face.
You guys
with it.
stop playing football and having fun because I want to walk around here. It's like,
Yeah.
no, we won't. And everybody was like, okay, we'll quit. And I was like, fuck that, we won't. I started humming footballs at her.
Yeah, stupid bitch.
I'm an asshole. Sorry.
She deserves it.
I think at that point she did. I really do.
That just so you know,
My
that does not
stomach hurts.
nullify him being an asshole.
Oh no.
No, I could. Both things can
Yes.
be true. I'm aware.
It is
I get
true.
I get it. Both things can be true. It's cool. I like to think that I'm just aware of what I want and what I need, and I'm willing to voice it over and over again in loud tones. My stomach hurts so much. That was the most exercise that I've got in years. The first part of it trying to stifle the immediate laughter, and then the second part of it just letting it go. Oh God, it hurts. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about strippers.
Yeah, strippers. But before that, we were talking about Grimes.
We're talking
I
about
guess it
Cameron
went
Grimes.
awry.
How do we get from Cameron Grimes to strippers?
We took a break.
Well, let's
Yeah.
start. Let's start it then. Let's start back at I like Cameron Grimes. I really like his attitude. He reminds me of an old timey heel type guy who's doing the arrogance thing that makes you want to kick the shit out of him. And Cameron Grimes is going to the moon. I'm not even upset with that when he says that. I think that the in an overproduced piece of shit match like the House of Horrors match, he made that entertaining enough to where I don't care. Because when he opened the door and came in and the fucking tricycle started going by itself and the kids were laughing that weren't there, he goes, "Oh, you got kids, Loomis?" That's just hilarious. Like, that was fucking great. I laughed out loud. If you make me laugh out loud, even though it's comedy in the middle of wrestling, I'm good. Then the funniest part about that was he saw the silhouette of the lady in the shower. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know what was going on here." And he starts getting undressed like he's going to get in the shower. Like, Cameron Grimes is coming to your house to say that he's a registered sex offender. Because even if you're doing comedy, that's not appropriate. But yeah, I like Grimes. I like Loomis. I really like the way he carries himself as a wrestler. I like Loomis. Good, solid stuff. Big dude, looks the part. I don't necessarily like the Dexter knockoff porn stash shit.
Yeah.
But he could pull other things off. I'm very sure. The weird snake thing that he does when he pulls into the ring, it fits the character, so it works out pretty well. I think that a lot of bad things have happened from Loomis, like Thatcher throwing somebody into one of his drawings, and it starts a feud because we just feuded over somebody's
Video
deals.
game.
Yeah, and a video game, and but still, that's not through any fault of theirs, and I think that they're doing the best they can. That's why a lot of the AEW guys get a negative mark for me, because one of the things from AEW that they always said is they have a lot of creative input. Well, if you're having a lot of creative input and this is what you're coming up with, fuck
Try
you.
again.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's the question: is Miro being used incorrectly, or is Miro wanting to be used this way?
Right.
And maybe he wants to be used this way. He's a really avid gamer. He's on Twitch all the time with Kip Sabian, as a matter of fact. But
Well, yeah, but self-awareness needs to come in what he's trying to do in wrestling. Come on.
yeah, you gotta know that this isn't the best
Right.
thing. And if you don't, maybe WWE's to blame for never making them come up with that stuff, to be themselves, to always hand them a script, to always tell them what they're doing. But when you think about the stuff that Miro was involved in WWE, the stupid angle where he lost his wife and wife's dating Bobby Lashley, and then the stupid angle where he's just showing up everywhere and fighting with Bobby Lashley because she was such a prize.
Right.
I mean, if I had a wife and like, let's say Sheila, this is funny as fuck. Let's say Sheila goes out and she starts fucking a guy, right? She's like, nope, this is my guy. I'm fucking this guy. And I'd be like, okay, I guess, but fuck, I'm not going to be like showing up everywhere to beat his ass. Right. She's the one that fucked with me.
Right.
That's the way it goes. So I'm going to be mad at her, not at him. All he's
Right.
doing is doing what comes natural to him. There's a girl who likes him. He wants to put his dick in it. He does it. Cool. I guess I'm a different guy though.
No, that's right. That is very true. Now, it's different if it's your best friend. Of course, you have a right to be mad at that person.
Yeah.
Okay, I would be, but like you've talked about, there was another angle, same situation. But yeah, why are you getting mad at the other person? You don't even know that person. You get mad at the person that lives in your home that broke your heart.
Yeah, it's almost like you're thinking, if I just beat that guy up, he goes away, she's right back because she's got no other choice.
Yeah, but why do I want her now anyway?
That's true.
Like any Jerry Springer show.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, and we all know how real Jerry Springer shows work. At one time, I had a number I could call to get booked.
Oh yeah, me too.
Geyer was handing them out to people. He was like, "Oh, this guy will get you hooked up on Jerry Springer show." Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, I like Cameron Grimes. I like Dexter Lumis. I think that the matches that they're going through are a little over the top because they're based off of Lumis being scary. And then I think they're trying too hard in that he put a burlap sack on Loomis's head, and Loomis is like, I can't see. And then he was just like, he wasn't even hurt that much. They put a burlap sack. Anybody that's had a burlap sack on their head, you can see right through that motherfucker. Yeah. But even let's say you can't, for whatever reason you can't. He was standing up, and he had the burlap sack on his head, which is literally, you could see his chin because it wasn't in the sack, and he was throwing punches. Like, you can throw punches, but you can't go whoop, and that motherfucker's right off. Right now you can see him perfectly. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to gimmick up a match, but
I mean, they do that all the time. Ladder matches, where it seems like the gravity is heavier around the ladder.
They get on the ladder.
If it's in the center of the ring, if it's on the outside of the ring, they can just zoom right up them suckers.
Well, it's not even outside of the ring. Well, we saw that with Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
He tried to climb up the ladder in the middle of the ring, and he was waiting for somebody to come cut him off, so he was just climbing real slow. And then he set up the big 20-foot ladder on the outside with the guy laying there, and he like zoomed right up the fucking thing and jumped off. And like, if he had that gusto 5 seconds ago,
He'd be the fucking
this match would be
champ.
over. But the thing about those things, that's what I view as what makes the wrestling not traditional wrestling. Because if one of the old guys was dealing with this and they gave them a concept of a ladder match, the first thing they would say is, fuck you.
Right.
This is stupid. The second they say, okay, if this is how I'm going to get my money, this is how I'm going to get my money. Scaffold match. Think about that. Think about the concept of a scaffold match and then to go, fuck it, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. It's money. That's what that was.
He talked about being in one, not going on the actual scaffold.
Yeah. It's scary as shit.
This shit was scary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I talked to Justin about that.
Yeah.
The next week.
Oh, yeah?
And he's like, oh, yeah, everything Hank said, 100% true.
Yep.
He said I had to treat him like a little baby.
Yep. Sure the fuck did. Cage match
He said
as
I had to
well.
hold on to him the whole way.
Yep, cage match as well. He did.
Yeah,
He said, but Hank was great. He said he did it.
Yeah, he did what he had to do to get it over. That's right.
And we got it over.
And even not wanting to go up there and being scared of it was fucking entertainment
Right.
because we're like, that big dude is afraid to go up there.
And he's
It's great.
crying.
It's like they don't know it's legit.
Right.
They don't know you're legit
Yeah,
crying.
right.
They're like, that dude's so good. He can cry
Right.
like he's really scared of that. Look at him bawl. I fucking hate it. It's like, how is he faking the snot coming out of his nose? It's like, no,
That ain't
it's
fake.
fine. He must have jalapeno in his pocket. Rubbed it on his hands and rubbed it in his nose. That's from Major League. Anyway.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, like the like you're saying, the matches where they're trying to, like, the ladder match between Pete Dunne and why do I never remember these people's names?
I don't know.
don't
And
know.
you watch NXT when I am definitely asleep.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Riley.
Right. Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
For
It was
a
a good
ladder match. And the reason being is there were never any one time where someone was trying to, the ladder was set up in the ring and they were trying to get up it, but they just couldn't climb and there wasn't anything wrong with them.
Right.
They made sure throughout the entire match to attack each other's legs.
Yep.
So everybody had a leg injury and it was hard to get up there. So they would
Awesome.
fucking limp into it and they'd get to it. And it's hard to get up there and they would cut each other off. Never once did it seem like that was out of place. And never once did one of them go to the outside after having leg injuries and jump from the apron to the top ropes and jump off like we see with fucking AJ Styles all
Right.
the time. I can't climb this ladder, but I can jump off the top rope, do a triple flip onto you.
Right.
Because that's fine, but the ladder, that's the problem. It's stupid, right? So that was a great match. We were talking about Cameron Grimes and
Dexter.
Dexter. Not Dexter. Dexter?
Yeah, Loomis.
Loomis. Dexter Loomis. Okay.
Kept wanting to say P. Weiler.
Yeah.
Dexter P. Weiler. That's exactly what happened. My brain was going Dexter P. Weiler because we were talking about him earlier.
Yep.
I think that's going to be, as far as matches go, I like them both. I like, if it's going to be a good match is yet to be seen. Is there a gimmick?
Strap.
It's a strap match?
Strap match.
That might be
Of course, there's a gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
It might be a little bit much, but who knows? We'll see it. I'm interested to watch it. That's
Yeah.
the real point, to be interested to watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm interested to see what they do. Even if it's shitty, I'm still interested in the match, so I'll still tune in to see it. Quite honestly, the ladies' WarGames, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love Rhea Ripley. I've seen her in some great shit. Don't understand why she's not getting the main card push that she could get, but
There's a few
Triple H
people.
said COVID. She was set up for this big ass run, and then the
it's
virus hit pretty hard, and so they had to cut it. They cut it off
okay.
because if you remember, that's when they couldn't travel. They were all in fucking England. So
That's right, because the WrestleMania
Yeah.
at that time's right when it started.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
yep, he said that's the main contributor to why she didn't get the push that she was supposed to get.
And hopefully it's still coming around
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
it comes up. Because
Yeah, after all this shit.
I mean, how often do you get somebody, I mean, even on the guy side, look the part
Yeah.
and can fucking work.
Yeah,
It's very hard to get that, and she's got that.
Well, there's a couple of the guys on NXT at this point that I think are ready for the Raw or SmackDown. I just think that they're stuck right
Yeah,
now.
they're
I
just
think
waiting,
everybody's just
riding it out.
stuck right now.
I really think that the best thing that's come from NXT in this new NXT area when it's television is Keith Lee.
oh yes,
And Keith Lee coming in, he's being treated. People are saying they're treating him poorly, and they're screwing his push. But he's always been protected in everything he's done.
Yep.
He's never taken the pin. Somebody else has taken the pin. He had a couple of matches where they gave him the jolt that he needed. Randy Orton, beat Randy Orton clean. That was cleanish. That was good stuff. I mean, they keep him hovering around the middle. So at any one time, they can shift him where he needs to be. Now, are they doing that? I don't know. That's my ideal of what I'm seeing from the outside. But that has been the best guy. And the funniest thing about Keith Lee is when they brought him out and they changed his tune. And
oh that
his
pissed me
music,
off when they changed his music.
everybody was like, his fucking music, you're killing him already. And then he didn't win. And they're like, you're killing him. He's got to win. Because the wrestling fans don't really know what it takes to make a wrestling show. So, like they keep saying, well, you're burying Lana. They're burying Lana because of Miro. I'm like, they're burying
Yeah,
her
they
by
got her
putting
face
her,
on our TV
Right.
every week.
putting her in every fucking week, and she's in a story every week, and she's doing something every week. Well, they're just throwing her through the table. Yeah, they did it 9 weeks in a row, and how exciting was that
I think
shit?
it was 10, wasn't it?
They didn't get the 10th.
Oh yeah, because
Yep.
they cut it off. at
10th
the
it stopped.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they put her in against the championship. I'm like, I'm on Team Lana. I really like the girl. I want her on there to do well. And that's crazy because before this, every time she opened her fucking mouth, I wanted her to shut up. But now she cut a promo. She cut a serious promo one time that was right before her match. She said, I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to show you that I do belong and what I do. And she wasn't being loud, obnoxious Lana. It's like, that's compelling. That's good stuff. So maybe they'll do something with her. I don't know. But back for the 15th time.
The Loomis and Grimes.
Dexter Loomis and Grimes. We'll see what they do. We'll see how it goes. What do you think? Do you think it's something worth watching, or?
Honestly, yeah, because seeing Grimes go from what he was doing in Impact to what he's doing now, I can appreciate that character development because obviously I went through the character development too, doing that, but I think his is more major. Like he went just from some flippy guy to actually he's doing work now. So,
So what was he doing in TNA?
He was just doing the lackey type shit.
Oh, he's
with Helms,
an underleague type thing.
Yep.
Got you. Because the last time I watched Impact, there are two things that happened to make me stop watching Impact, and I don't remember which order they went in. The first one was we've talked about it on this show. Ken Shamrock did the dick flip for Joey Ryan. Yeah. Like Shamrock grabs him by the crotch, and he fucking Shamrock, the person who's going to the Hall of Fame, does the dick flip for Joey Ryan, and then they had an angle between two girls where they were having a hardcore type match or something, and one of them took the others to a stairwell and hung her, like literally wrapped something around her neck and hung her.
Yeah.
And then we followed her through the ambulance all the way to the hospital, and we were listening to beep, 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 and she died. And then she came back to life because, ironically, her gimmick was she's like a Japanese ghost.
Oh, okay.
And then she got hung, and she died, and then she came back as just a regular Asian person who had amnesia. It's very ironic. But I'm just like, I just seriously watched someone be murdered. And they were all like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because literally it was, you win the match, and then everybody left, and this girl was like laying there, and they took her off to die. Because that's how it works.
Yeah.
And wrestling in life, that you just let people there, let them die. So I quit watching Impact. I was like, I don't think this is for me. I don't remember which one of it was what got me saying, I don't think that's in it for me, but pick one. Either one of them works.
They work together.
Yeah. Oh, no, there was a third thing. There was the referee that doesn't have any legs.
Oh, yeah.
Love that he's a referee. Cool. But then they had him beating up a wrestler. I'm like, come the fuck on. Stop this. Stop it now. Yes, it's cool. That dude's a referee. It shows that he is able to do this. It's awesome that he can do that. That's cool. But he's not a wrestler. Let's not pretend that, because it's not worth pretending that. Zach Gowen was bad enough. He had one leg. You're like, well, he's a wrestler. Really? Yeah, he's not a fucking wrestler. That's it. He goes, well, I'm a wrestler. Are you? Come on. Sorry. It's the truth, right? It's like, I'm fighting pogo stick today.
The views expressed by Bill are not.
That's awesome.
Personally, I like Zach as a person.
Yeah. Well, as a person, awesome.
As a person, yeah.
I'm just saying, viable candidate for being a wrestler.
Yeah.
If someone were to say, what do you look for in a wrestler? The first thing you would look for,
Two legs.
You would say is, even if, like, let's not say anything about legs. Let's say if someone came to you and say, what do you think makes a good wrestler?
4 limbs.
And if you were to say, you would probably say, well, they got to have a great attitude towards it. They have to be able to take a little bit of pain, and then they need to look the part. And everybody's like, okay, well, how many legs do they need to have? You're like, what the fucking 2? Is there more? Does he got 3 legs? Because maybe we can work with that. Like, no. He's only got 1. Well, how the fuck does he? Come on, leverage. What? If you could open the cab door, hop out, and the wind can take you out, how are you going to wrestle?
And how does he take things one step at a time?
That's right. I think you're missing something. That's all he can do.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, Yeah.
Yes, we are making fun of a handicapped person. And you know what? If you want to talk about it, producer
Really?
monkey-flip.com. The email address that you can use to tell us how much we suck for making fun of a
We'll
handicapped
send the
person.
shade her way.
Why?
That's just the person to get a hold of with any grievance that you would have about us. Anybody.
Oh, she'll be sure to yell at us, I'm sure.
Yeah. She'll say, "This is what I fucking got from the Zach Gallen thing." Or Zach Gallen, is that what his name was?
Yeah.
All right. It's like, first of all, anybody with one leg can wrestle, and he's perfectly able to do it. Second of all, remember the wrestler's name, you fucking fuck. Yeah. I got it. You don't have to write that email. I already know that, so you're good. You're good. All right. So, I mean, we've gone through, like, we've just been talking about War Games for an hour. And we have talked about War Games for about 20 minutes of that hour. So is there any other matches on that fucking... I don't know, Rob, did you get to the point where, like, do you know Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Loomis? What do you think? Is it
I have no
strap
opinion.
match?
Yes.
Yeah, you like the thought of a strap match?
Generally, no.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, especially since, like, again, a strap match would be kind of a go-home match.
It's only been building up for 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's closer.
Three?
Closer. Yeah, it's closer. That's like Halloween.
Okay, a leather strap
little
should not
bit
be
before
involved
Halloween.
in 3 weeks or, even a month.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I said about I love Pat, but I still think that's too quick for what they're doing.
Oh, that's very quick, yes.
It's too quick. You
But-
know, whether I
And
like
it
them or
better
not.
not be the blow off match.
Yeah,
it
it
better
can't be.
not.
There's no
better
way.
not be.
For this one, he is running. Like, Cameron Grimes is running
Unlike Zach
away.
Gallen.
Yeah, he's trying to get
So
away.
there's a
From
point to
Loomis.
keep him.
Yeah.
Unlike Zach Gallen.
Oh.
He's not running.
Stop it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But shouldn't there?
I
Shouldn't
apologize
it
to
be
all people with one leg.
dog collar match? When they're running, that's what the strap match is more of a
Strap match is
weapon
kinda- yeah,
type
you're-
deal.
well, strap
the dog
match-
collars keep them with you.
Yeah.
They can't run from you.
Traditionally, isn't that where you have to drag them to all four corners
Tap.
and
Yes.
hit a corner?
Sorry, bub.
I bet you they don't do that. I bet they just have a strap and they're just hitting each other
Yeah, they're
with
just
it.
going to smack the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I think any of those matches, they're towards the end. I mean, even a cage match to me is towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
Cage match is a blow off match. What are you gonna do? A double cage match?
Well, back in the day, the cage match was the blow off. That was
yeah.
the biggest thing they had.
It's like, we'll do a cage match. Now we'll do a cage match with weapons. Why?
Yeah, 6 cages,
It's fine.
23,000 weapons, fire, lightning bolts, and probably an electric chair.
We're gonna take this cage and we're gonna electrify it.
Actually, they didn't have an electric chair at once.
Yeah, fucking.
WCW, wasn't it?
Yep.
WCW right about the time where that fucking Shocker movie was coming out.
The Chamber of Horror. What is the Chamber of Horror?
Somebody got electrocuted, like literally, but not really.
Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, Abdullah
Really?
Butcher. Yeah.
Yes. By.
In the middle of a wrestling ring.
Can you imagine if that were
Rick
real and he
Steiner.
got electrocuted, how many people wouldn't have hepatitis right now?
Right.
I'm just fucking everybody up today. Fuck it. I'm ready. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Was it an electrified cage or was it an electric chair?
It was
No, it was
electric
an electric
chair.
chair in the
chair.
middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll find it. In a second.
Yeah, you have to strap your opponent into an electric chair.
Halloween Havoc.
Yep.
Chamber.
Abdullah the Butcher electric chair.
Let's see who's faster. This is for the rights as the new producer.
Chamber of Horrors match. I was right.
Chamber of Horrors match.
Yep. Halloween Havoc.
I had to read a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it was Halloween Havoc.
I have
would've
no
just went to YouTube.
actual.
I think Jeremy had to read a Wikipedia
All right.
page too.
No, I went straight to YouTube.
That's what I'd have done.
Oh, YouTube. Yeah, that's fine.
I can't
Here's
turn on
it.
YouTube. I have the.
Yeah, that's
all
right. She does. Okay. She was handicapped in that way, much like Zach Gowen. She was handicapped in that
Stop.
way. If you think any of this is getting cut, you are
1991.
wrong. I embrace it.
Halloween Havoc 91.
I did get to Halloween Havoc 91.
I mean, we can even watch the fucking match. Look at this. Look how good Jeremy is. What are you doing next Saturday? I'm good. I got this. Okay. She's like, fuck you. I didn't want to do this in the first place.
That's a long match.
No, it's just the part where he gets
Oh, okay.
electrocuted.
He's literally going to be electrocuted?
Well,
No, he's not. He's not literally going to be.
electrocuted.
Like I said, if it really happened, there'd be a lot of people who'd be happier without hepatitis C.
Well, yeah, and he also wouldn't be alive.
Well, he's not
That's
now.
true. Is he? He's
Not
dead?
everybody
Is he
that
dead
gets
now?
I think he did.
electrocuted.
I think he did.
Duel of the Butcher died?
I think so.
I didn't know he died. I never saw Jason say he was coming over.
This is the. I'm so sorry. I literally was in my own mind and was going to say something, and then I rewound in my head what you said and just laughed like that was funny. That was great. So in my mind, I was thinking, Abdul the Butcher. Do you think that when he died, he was like, "Oh, cool, it's the afterlife. What am I? Is that God? Oh, he's got a big fork. Oh, cool. Oh no, that's not God." Is it the hepatitis thing? It is the hepatitis thing.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
okay. Sorry.
Oh goodness.
And you had ribs and Chinese food?
Not to speak ill of the dead. It's a common fucking theme today, right?
There's been a lot of that.
But to answer your questions, yes, there's 2 other matches, Ciampa and
Ciampa's impressive.
Ciampa and Thatcher.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fucking hard.
It'd be pretty good, yeah.
That's my
Ciampa's interviews, just fucking on point. Great interviews. Great interview for Ciampa. His work in the ring is pretty solid too. Really good stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Thatcher's kind of a throwback. I really like Thatcher
low
too.
key. That's my sneak pick to steal the show.
Cool.
Really. And I think they're opening.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think you can steal it.
Either they're opening or your favorite match, the triple threat.
Why does there have to be a triple
It's
threat?
Leon and Damian and Gargano.
Well, it's really a 2.5 threat.
Yeah.
And Leon's. Oh yeah.
They're just going to beat up Ruff, and Ruff's going to go over.
Yeah. Well, it makes it easy to figure out who gets shit canned to make it easier to follow a 3-way.
Yeah.
It's like Ruff gets shit canned at the beginning, and then he keeps coming in and doing high spots, and then they shit can him, and then he'll come in and do high spots, and they'll shit can him.
Oh, yeah.
And then he'll
Come
go
in,
over.
Big move, and then, frog splash.
Yep.
Calling it.
Because a 98-pound man doing a frog splash is fucking painful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Deadly.
Yep.
Deadly.
What are you looking at me like that for? Are you still upset from all the shit I'm talking about, all these wrestlers?
I was just looking at you.
Just, okay.
I suppose I'll see what it looks like that I was looking at you in that way because
You can relax, because if everyone who listens to this show sent you an email, you'd have 10 emails. It's fine. You can relax.
Sometimes there'd be 20.
And
There's
22.
been 40 and 50 at one point, wasn't there?
you're 56 to
I
watch
don't
the first
have
one.
access to that one.
Watched, listened to.
Listen.
56 listened to the first one, but the last 2 have been 10. And I always equate to like 10 being like 1 or 2 people who are diehard that have it on 4 devices. So I don't know. I'm not going to be defeatist. I'm just going to keep fucking trying. You hear that, internet? I'm just going to keep putting shit out onto you until you either decide that there are going to be no listeners or something happens. Maybe me talking about Zach Gowen
Blows it up. Who knows?
Maybe me talking about the Abdul the Butcher going to hell for giving a lot of people hepatitis. I don't know. We're gonna do this though. Am I gonna be the shock jock of the fucking 2000s? No, because I got 2 other people that have the balls to do it too.
He won't be
and
the
they're gonna
shock
do
jock. He'll be the shock master.
it. The shock master.
So if you had a problem with this week's show, guys, tune in next week when we discuss draws.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
That's way worse.
That's a showstopper.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Oh my god.
Love you guys. Hammer down.
Fuck, we could end it there too. We're kind of in the middle of this. So we got to, you're saying that Ciampa and Thatcher, and that's cool. But what was the other one? There was 2 that you were saying.
Damien.
Oh yeah,
Leon
the
Ruff,
6
and
man,
Gargano.
the 3-man, 6-man, 3-way threat, triple threat. Why does there have to be a triple threat every time?
You already said that.
You know.
I know, but we didn't
say
discuss
it one more
it.
time to get a triple threat of the triple threat.
Listen to her. Wow, the venom's coming out.
well, you're gonna wrestle the Undertaker, player. That is Teddy Long tag team match.
Jesus Christ!
Tag team match.
Seriously, it's like AJ Styles is in anything, and I'm like, what do we do to make it a triple threat match? Because that's gonna be the way it is, and I think
Him
AJ,
and Hardy.
Hey, that match was good.
That
Match was good.
I think that's why. It's because he's the one that can pull it off, and they put it in there. But really, when you see like AJ before, like during his first run after he came to the WWE after the Royal Rumble, every match that AJ was in was epic quality and very good.
Yep.
And they were all one-on-one matches.
Yep.
And now it's so rare to get AJ Styles in a one-on-one match. It doesn't really mean anything anymore. because he's just doing all these 3-ways. So it protects him. He doesn't lose because he's not the one getting pinned a lot of the time. But I mean, to me, it's still a loss. So it's not that much of a protection. And the fact that I don't get to see one of the best people that could put on matches do a regular match. I don't know if it's his idea to do that or if somebody else's idea to do that. I don't know what genius thought that every match has to have some sort of gimmick. It doesn't. AEW. You don't have to do like a bunkhouse brawl match that means absolutely fucking nothing because nobody's dressed up like they're in a bunkhouse. Nobody's doing any of the bunkhouse stuff. It's just a no calls or falls count anywhere, no disqualification match. You don't have to call it a sudden death triple threat match because it's the same fucking rules. All matches don't have to have a gimmick. You don't have to have a heel announcer.
Nope.
All matches don't have to have a gimmick. You don't have to accentuate every fucking punch or kick with oh and ah and yeah when you're an announcer. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, Michael Cole.
We need to fuck Michael. Well, Michael Cole doesn't really do it that much. It was the fucking guy that's the Michael Cole disciple
Graves does it a lot.
that was doing the most of it. Graves might do it, but it's not to the point.
You're talking about
Tom Phillips.
Tom Phillips, yes.
Tom Phillips, but he had all three of them do him. Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton,
Joe?
and Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Byron Saxton.
And I'm like,
Fuck
when
with
you got
Joe doing
Samoa
it, like-
Joe doing it, it makes me feel like it's somebody in the truck.
It's
saying,
forced.
Yeah, they're saying, got to go or ah in front of everything to really set it apart. It's kind of like when they tell the referee to do a little hop
Right.
when somebody gets slammed to sell the hop. That's cool, but if he does that every time something happens, you're like, okay, that's bullshit. So when they're going, when a guy punches another guy that hits him in the neck, and they go, oh God, and then the guy picks him up and throws him out of the ring onto the floor, and they go, oh God, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You're hurting yourself. Don't do it. Excuse me. I knew we couldn't get through this without me bitching about it. So much.
I got something for you to bitch about.
All right.
Hardy,
Wait, is it
Elias?
Hardy versus
that
Elias?
was trash.
The
Have I blocked this?
the Symphony of Destruction
Symphony
match?
of Destruction.
Oh yeah, the first ever Symphony of Destruction match.
that was
the
Even
second.
though- Well, they said the first ever.
that
no
was the
match of ever of its kind is what they said.
They did
And
it. They did it on
it's the
SmackDown.
third.
They did it on SmackDown.
Yeah, it's because the first one was Elias versus.
Braun. No.
Yeah, it was Elias and Braun, and then
On
it was
Raw.
Elias and Braun versus Shinsuke and Cesaro.
Yeah.
They did it as a tag
the
match.
third one.
Symphony of Destruction.
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
they did Braun and Elias on Raw.
Yeah.
Then they did the other one on SmackDown. Then
Yep.
they did this one on Raw.
Yeah, but when they announced it, they said no other match ever like it's of its kind, and I'm like, no, I've seen it before. I know I've seen it before. Because
I
Braun,
wish they would quit saying that shit.
yeah.
First time ever. Oh, and it's not. You lying sons of bitches.
Well, every time when we tune in to watch Raw. Like I turn it on a half hour before because I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want to like race and miss it and have to do crazy shit because I'm usually recording it so we can do a video. So I turn it on a half hour before, and they cut in with a brand new Raw. I'm like, what's fucking brand new about it? I've been watching all the time. And I was like, oh, what are they doing? And then I watched it like, it's not doing a fucking thing new. Is the Hurt Business going to be wrestling Cedric Alexander against New Day? Right. Yes. It's not at all new fucking. It's not all new. This is the same.
Well, we almost saw something for the first time ever, and that was almost Jeff Hardy breaking his neck on the steps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That shit looked
it was
vicious.
oh my God. Yes, I did want to talk about that.
Yeah.
He almost died.
This is one of my
almost died.
anti-ring psychology things. Even though the outcome of that was Jeff Hardy banging his head on the staircase and angling his neck at a pretty bad angle, and I hope he's okay. I want to point out that there was 150% unnecessary for him to do that. And I also want to point out is specifically for that, you have destroyed every bit of ring psychology in there, because what you just did was you laid out a superstar on a table, a competitor on a table. You laid him flat on his back, which is where you lose. You're flat on the back. You cover your opponent. 1, 2, 3. It's over. He put 2 ukuleles and 2 violins on him, and then he crawled up and jumped on top of all that stuff. Okay. First thing I want to say about that is pin him. That's the fucking point.
Yeah.
Okay. Second thing I want to say about that is You put 2 ukuleles on him and 2 violins on him, and those 2 ukuleles and violins pinned him for 12 seconds.
Yeah.
While you climbed up the top rope to dive off to pin him for 3. You didn't need to do that. If we're talking realistically, if we're talking ring psychology, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Because he's down for 12 seconds. There's no reason to jump on him. You should just pin him, right? All of the shit that they did was for the glitz and glamour of Jeff Hardy doing another death-defying dive off onto the table. So I supposit, I guess, how would that be? I propose to everyone that the whole thing was to just add another thing to the highlight reel of Jeff Hardy doing crazy fucking swantons onto somebody, in which case hitting his head on the stairs was the best thing that could have happened, because now it's like, look at this. Yeah. Whereas before it was like he just did another fucking swanton on top of him. Well, he did one off of a 24 fucking foot ladder. What's this got to do with anything? This is fucking 12 feet. It's not a big deal. But when he right angled his fucking neck on there, yeah. And I doubt he got hurt. I really do. Because looking at it, it looks like he banged his head pretty well, but he was already, most of the momentum was already stopped going through the table and going through Elias. But it was unnecessary. Yeah. And it was still, there was no ring psychology to it.
It's like the worst part of the fucking whole place to do it at.
Yeah.
Right?
Like right there where the rings
corner?
were.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Like if he was doing it spur of the moment, it's because he didn't fucking think. But if they planned it, it was poor planning.
Way poor planning.
Maybe the agent who heard it was like, maybe you don't do it there.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it somewhere else. But whatever. Gave us something to talk about.
I was told, jump to the open area.
Yeah, you want
jump to the open area.
Make sure shit ain't around you.
Punch it in the open area.
Yeah, like also like with NXT or with SmackDown last night, where they picked the dude up and they threw him down over the wall. Yeah, and you could hear the mat that they had go poof. And then later, when you went around, when you threw the other guy over, and the camera angle was like, you could see the mat where he was laying. It was like fucking one of those crash mats, practice crash mats. And I was like, I sound like there was a mat there. Come on. And then we see it like, oh, somebody
talking about
up.
the Murphy match.
I don't know. I don't remember which one it was.
Murphy,
but they shit canned somebody.
Corbin threw him like over the rail, and he hit all that shit over by where the timekeeper table. We threw him over that.
Yeah, and it picked somebody up and then threw him over for that effect that they do. Like the guy goes, well, he's gone, because you can't see him.
Right.
Well, then they threw somebody else over slower, and the cameraman went to the side, and you could see where the first guy went, and there's a big crash mat. Anybody there's plenty of people.
Same thing happened a couple months ago. You remember we was watching where the ambulance.
Oh yeah,
and you could see when he fell
like
over
Bray,
the ledge, you can see his foot still hanging.
It's supposed to be a 4-foot thing, but when he hits, his leg goes like this. It's like don't. So he's here, and they're saying it's a 4-foot drop. So yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. And then when they switched camera angles, nothing was there.
Oh yeah.
If you're doing something with your hands, please remember that there are cameras, and you should try to do it with your hands in front of the cameras.
Sorry.
Fictional characters.
Sorry.
Hey, that's good input from our producers.
Hey, it's the first time we've really ever done it with 4 cameras.
That's
so.
true.
Well, it's the first time we've ever done this with 4 cameras. I'll spare the rest. Okay, I'll spare the rest for everybody.
He's experienced with the cameras, by the way.
Yeah, I am.
See, you just admitted a little bit ago that you weren't going to edit, and you can't. You know that who one of our listeners is, and now you have to edit.
Is it your mom?
She has to realize after 26 years we fuck. She has to realize that. I'm very sorry,
cameras?
dear.
Is that really the deal breaker there? I mean,
That's right.
So is it cameras? Really?
I thought he was okay, but cameras, really, Sheila?
I doubt that. It may take a wicked turn. It might be like, oh no, I understand. Let me give you some pointers. No. Because if my mom were alive, it'd probably be like, oh, well, cameras, what kind are you using? Are you getting the ones with you got to put some limbs protection on there? Things get messy. I told my mom, somebody said something about eating pussy one time, and my mom said, don't knock it until you've tried it. And I was like, what the? Yeah. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to say about fucking. Oh, another thing of ring psychology. I'm watching AEW, and it's the Butcher. I like the Butcher enough. He's got a good look. It's stupid that he's a meat cutter and he's always wearing that fucking apron, and I think they could do a lot of better shit with him, but I like the Butcher in the ring. He's a little screw up every now and then. But he's standing there. He's got somebody down on the ground. The dude is down on the ground. And he goes into the corner. And he's standing there. He's like, come on, get up. Come on. And he's just fucking standing there, right? And then it takes the guy forever. And he finally gets up and he turns. And the Butcher comes in and clotheslines him and pins him. And I'm like, it just took him 12 seconds to get off his back so you could clothesline him and pin him for 2 seconds. Right. You could have just fucking pinned him. Just fucking pin him. That's the point. I'm done. I'm not going to do any more of those.
The match
I do a lot of them.
Match I've seen with them, it was not good at all.
Yeah.
Was
it against the Bucks?
This fucking guy? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Best
It
friends.
was on Dark. It was on Dark.
Oh, we don't watch Dark at all.
I don't. Yeah. Although we're hearing the thing we saw earlier where the announcers are having fun, maybe.
It was Griff Garrison. He was working Griff. It was
definitely
by himself.
on Dark.
Yeah, it was horrible, and it wasn't Griff's fault.
I know they'll keep bringing in the Butcher as somebody. I'm like, why is this guy supposed to be a threat?
Yeah,
I mean, he's the Butcher. He's part of a tag team, and they're not even top tag team. Why is he a threat for the singles? Like the Butcher against Kenny Omega. Oh my God, this is going to be great. 1, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
And 2, why the Butcher? Well, why are you saying that, hey, we're going to give you high-quality matches and you give me Butcher versus Kenny Omega? Come on. Yeah. I'm not even all that high on Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. or whatever the fuck they call Pentagon Jr. now. Because it's just, like Rob was saying earlier, you see these moves, they do them so much and they do them every time that it's just like, this is the same shit that we've watched. I don't care. You're shuffling where you're throwing it in, but it's the same stuff.
But yeah, that's pretty much how AEW is watching it. It's like you see everything every week. Like,
yep. And it's like bingo.
Yeah.
You can literally make a bingo card.
It's almost like they hit, okay, well, we're going to use match number 3 for this one. And they hit 3.
And number 3.
And number 3 gets programmed, and that's the match to do.
Well, this week they showed 3 of the matches before the show. And I went, I can tell you who's going to win all 3 of those matches right now just from looking at those pictures. And I was right.
Like I already knew Omega was going to win.
Yeah. Well, let's take that though, because there is something to be said for understanding what's going to happen and it happen and it be okay. Sometimes it is okay to look at a match and go, we know the outcome of that match. It's not okay when you tell me that this is a star-studded, action-packed, great thriller of a match or a show, and then we can pick it. Yeah. So if you're going to give me the hype that it's going to be something different, it should be different. Like if you remember watching like NWA Power Hour or some shit like that, when the match started and it's fucking IRS versus Henry Blankenstein, like fucking IRS is going over in a couple minutes, but it's still good. You watch IRS, you listen to the interviews, and you know what's going to happen. You knew what was going to happen there, but I don't find that to be bad TV. But when you're saying, if you opened up the fucking show and you're like, here's Ric Flair versus Nick Bockwinkel, and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen here. That's what we're talking about. But like you're saying, in that match, you would never see Ric Flair versus Nick Bockwinkel on NWA Power Hour. It wouldn't fucking happen. So when you're talking about AEW and AEW have pay-per-views, you should never see 2 guys that are pay-per-view quality fighting an actual one-on-one match in on those shows, because now your pay-per-view means fucking nothing.
Right.
You're going to have to do something stupid like, I don't know, let's make something up. Knock somebody into a vat of mimosa. That would be the kind of stupid shit that you would have to do to make up for the fact that you've watched these guys wrestle.
Broadway musical.
No.
Broadway musical, yeah. There we go. If I wanted to
I wasn't Broadway quality, but...
It
was off.
It was good enough for my version.
I will say, if I relax expectations and I watched that, it was good. It was a nice tongue-in-cheek thing. But I will also
was funny.
I will also say it has no business taking the place of an actual wrestling match.
Of a main event.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that does not deserve to be on a show where I want to watch wrestling. No.
Most Broadway shows do have a lot of funny elements.
I don't know. I've never seen one.
We've been to several musicals.
Yeah, I've seen Ric Flair do comedy.
I guess Grease is Broadway, ain't it?
Yeah.
I've seen that. I enjoyed that.
Fucking, what is the thing that I just learned had a Broadway? Beetlejuice has a Broadway thing. It's a play now, musical.
I think I would like going to a play.
Yeah. They're good. We've gone to a couple.
The musicals are very good. Yes. Wicked, don't go to Wicked first, but Wicked is the best one. In my mind, Wicked is the best one we've seen.
When you guys go to another one, let me know.
Book of Mormon is
is very good.
hilarious.
But when you guys go again, let me know. I want to check one out.
Book of Mormon and Wicked are the only ones we've gone to more than once.
Yes.
I take it back. I have seen one play. It was called Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames.
Never heard of that one.
Nope,
It was good, but it was intense.
And when we started going to see some of the classics like Mamma Mia, this is going to be very boring to a wrestling crowd.
Maybe not, though.
Maybe. Who knows?
We're a wrestling crowd.
I remember going and seeing Great Expectations.
How was it?
not what you expected.
Yeah, you didn't think I could be a setup guy, did you?
I don't know why I did this like ahead of time.
Oh, I tell you, I got no respect. No respect at all.
When I was in high school.
Yeah.
But it was like,
Yeah, we went and saw. I was like very upset. She made me go watch the movie Bring It On, and I was literally sitting on the corner
Elijah
of my
Dushku
seat.
is the best part of that whole movie.
Yeah, I was watching it like this. I was like,
Let's be fair, Elijah Dushku was the reason that I wanted to see it because she was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
she does all kinds. She does that shit to me
She
all
was
the
the
time.
main reason to watch the movie anyway.
So I'm sitting on the edge of my seat in the movie theater, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm trying to see the fucking point of this," because I just didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. It was ridiculous. And then I watched the movie a few times, relaxed the expectations, like that's a pretty good fucking movie, and I'll watch it every now and then now. But they had Bring It On, the musical play here at Emmons Auditorium. And she went, "Do you want to go see this?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck no. Why would I want to go see that?" And she was like, "Well, the movie, you ended up liking the movie after a while, so that'd be pretty good. Maybe it'll be good. We don't know. It's something we can do, and it's right down the street, and let's do it. It's literally right down the street. We can walk there." And I went, "Fine.
We don't.
We'll go to it." I was pissed off. We parked at her work, which is literally a block and a half away from the place, and I was still pissed that I had to walk through there. What do you want to do, Bill? Drive right into the fucking, right up to the seat? Yes, I do.
You just drive into the theater.
But we went to see that, and they started going, and they actually had these tumbling routines and these people doing gymnastics and flips and cheerleading and shit. And I was like, that was awesome.
So you was glad you went?
Yeah, I liked it.
It
I
was
liked
really
it a lot.
good.
It's probably because there was actual cheerleaders doing it.
Yeah, more than likely. But they could sing and everything too, so it was pretty good. I liked
Yeah,
it.
it was very good. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
we are cultured.
Yes.
We're cultured.
We break those up with comedians, so
And we weren't
I've never been called cultured.
really
Surprised?
white culture, I guess.
I was going to say I know for a fact that Redneck is in fact a culture.
she had read the book Wicked, and she really liked it, and she learned that it was a play, and she really wanted to see it. And when I moved to Muncie, I got a job here in Muncie. And when I went to there, one of the people who was my mentor, was showing me around the building and everything, said, "Hey, my troupe gets a bunch of people together and goes and sees Wicked in Indianapolis when it's coming. Do you guys want to do that?" And I was like, "She would love that. Mark me down." So we did that and went to see Wicked, and I was blown away by Wicked. And I was like, okay, that's opened something up to me. I'll go see a play now. Because before I'd be like, fuck you. I'm not going to a play.
That's kind of how we've always been.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to get dressed up and go to a play. I didn't get dressed up. But I'm not going to get dressed up and go to a play. Now I'm like, man, cool, we can do that.
I was
All
in
right.
tears.
No.
Man.
It was
I loved
powerful.
it.
Yeah.
And that was Wicked the Wizard of Oz, or is
Yeah.
that
Wizard of Oz,
okay?
yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the witch's point of view from
No,
from
okay,
that.
it's okay.
Very good.
The book and the musical are very different. The book is really dark.
Yeah.
And the musical is a little dark, but it.
Yeah, I could see all everywhere. It's pretty
No, I meant in tone.
good. All right.
but-
Once we've got to the point where we've turned away from wrestling and we're talking theater.
I mean, is it
I believe-
Wrestling is theater. Wrestling is theater.
It is. It's some kind of theater, but I mean, we're talking actual theater. Okay. I think we're.
It only took 10 minutes.
I think we're done. I don't know how much I get that. I want to, if I'm going to cut anything out of that.
Probably don't need
Just
to.
leave it all fucking on there. It's
hour and a half.
hour 34.
Fuck it.
Do we have anything else that we want to talk about? I mean, I have a tendency to take the show over and just talk, and you guys do the rebutting. Is anything else we want to talk about?
My week. I'm pretty limited this week.
Yeah.
I had a rough week.
Yeah, and the drug haze took me out of a lot of specific things that I saw without, like, Britt Baker.
We had a lot of natural conversation today, though.
Someone. Yeah, it was a super kick. Yeah, it wasn't. Super kick. Forgot. Camera's right there. Sorry. But yeah, it's I saw a lot and a lot didn't register. I mean, I don't remember the last half of SmackDown. I really don't.
I don't until I woke up and saw Roman beating the shit out of KO and then beating the shit out of Jay, which I knew that.
I'm tired of that.
Yeah, I'm so over the Uso story.
I'm waiting for Jimmy to come down and start something with Roman, but
is he hurt or something?
Yeah.
He had knee surgery, I think.
Either way it goes, can you give me a better Patsy? Can you give me a better person to yearn for getting out from the I mean, I realize that with the story you've got a certain amount of things you can do, a certain amount of people that you can pull in. But we're talking Jey Uso here. I mean, not even with, like, one of the lines that they said was, Jay, you were part of one of the best tag teams that have ever been on the planet.
And what Roman say?
And I'm like,
part of the best what? He's like,
like,
what did you guys accomplish?
Like, no fucking way that is true in any way, shape, or form. I mean, were the Usos good? Not even really. To me, I was just like, the Usos, really? It's not like they were the head shrinkers. I mean, come on.
Oh, they wasn't even Power and Glory.
Yeah. Shit. He's breaking out Paul Roma. Oh, my God.
Paul Roma.
Paul Roma and who?
Hercules.
Hercules is Power and Glory. I got you. So, yeah, give me a better person. Can you? Yeah, but the thing is, can they? I don't think they can. I mean, who else could be part of that family that they could do that to?
The Rock.
Which doesn't work at all.
Right.
Which, like, right now, WWE SmackDown people are just like, let's not let The Rock near any part of our show.
Right.
It's like, don't even show him on the screen. If you show him on the screen, people go, wait, head of the table? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Head of the table? What's that guy? Isn't it? Head of the table because this guy doesn't come around anymore? Is that what it is? Head of the table, head of the kiddie table, because The Rock's over here on this one, and all the other guys who fucking made the family, they're over there too.
I am intrigued to see if he does end up coming back.
We've been talking about that too.
To see if they end up
finish the
doing
storyline out
Roman,
somehow.
yeah.
Like, no, you're not doing our family after this. That type
Yeah,
of thing.
just like Roman's in there talking his shit, doing his thing. And if you smell, and like, oh fuck, got to be a crowd for that one though.
yeah.
Has to be a crowd for that one.
I can't figure out why.
And you think?
I mean, they
you're
had
the head?
Right.
Yeah. They had Rikishi on the show,
Yeah.
And didn't bring him out. I thought that was kind of fucked up too.
And then they still have
Why?
Roman out there talking about being the head.
I think
I'm like,
at his age, I think is that.
Why? But I know a few Samoans, and they are very prideful. So Rikishi going out to show his face and then turning the fuck away and tucking behind the scenes may have been like, no fucking way I'm getting part of this.
Right.
Because I'm not going to say he's the head of the table. He ain't.
Right.
I'm not even the fucking head of the table. And I got to die before he does. And I'm not fucking dying. Fuck you. Right? No, bruh. No. I thought he was just saying his own
Instant
fucking
mic.
name. I was like, he's just saying his own fucking name. It's fucked up. And then I found out it's something
Cousin?
they say.
Isn't it cousin or something like that?
it's like brother. It's
Bro.
like it's their replacement
bro.
for bro.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick that one up.
No.
No.
Why not?
And if I do, it'll totally be ironic. I'll
Yeah.
do it on purpose.
You know, I can't punch Jey Uso in the face, but you're close.
You have to be very careful because he does have a super kick
Yeah.
that he can use. I like to call him a one super kick pony.
One super kick punch.
That's all he's got. That's all he does.
Like the Young Bucks.
The fucking Young Bucks. Well, they can
those
fly.
guys.
Oh
They can
my
flip.
god, the
Fuck
name of
those
their
guys.
book drives me crazy.
So you guys didn't hear me, but you said Young Bucks about 10 minutes ago.
Bucks, yeah.
For the first time it been mentioned. And I was
Right.
like, I thought we were going to get to a fucking show without that being mentioned. And then you didn't say it again.
It's like
And
me.
then
It's
there
like
he goes.
it's like It's like getting through a show without me saying something about Io Shirai. I mean,
Right there it goes.
And-
That's the
and-
first one.
and Otis is getting very fucking close.
Yeah.
Stop trying to jam people down my throat.
Especially Otis, because he is far too big to go down that way.
But it's one of those things that the WWE does something with somebody they're trying to push. They'll have something that happens, and there'll be a guy, and there's like insert partner, and then well, fucking the guy that we're pushing, put him in there. Well, the Otis is showing up in that spot with no merit, no reason for him to be there. He's not a badass. He doesn't come down and rule. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He does a fucking caterpillar. That's it. Stop trying to push him down my throat, or make him compelling. Make it me want to see him, because right now it's okay that he's on there, but he's not main event material. You knew this.
And
That's
we
why
don't
he had
give a
Money in the
shit
Bank
that he
forever.
ain't there.
Yeah, you knew this. That's why Money in the Bank wasn't worth it being on him. And he gave it to fucking Miz, because Miz is compelling with Money in the Bank. Otis isn't. You know that he's not worth it. Quit trying to make him worth it. We don't care. Yes, I am speaking for every WWE fan, something that I am not qualified to do, but I don't give a fuck anyway. Use your own voice then. You don't want me to be the person that tells everybody what you want. Use your own fucking voice. Somebody say something, because goddamn it, we're going to Otis.
Send some
15
fucking
matches.
questions if you got something to say.
Questions at monkey-flip.com. The email address you can go to. And again, if you have a problem with any of the things
Any
we said today and you want to complain at all, producer at monkey-flip.com would be the place to do that.
You don't even have to complain about pocket. You can complain about your life.
Yeah, you just
Good.
say, my fucking job is crazy.
She's
I
dying to
gotta
hear it.
go.
Yeah,
They're
she
trying
loves
to
it.
kill me. They're trying to give me the Rona. Fuck it. Say it. We're good. We're ready to hear it. We want to feel you. We want to know that you're there. We want to be intimate with you.
Yes, we want
Not
to feel
too
you.
not too intimate with you. That's the way. But we do want to hear from you. We really do. We've only had one question come in. It was an excellent question, and I really hope that I answered it correctly, and that person was satisfied, or that they even listened to the next show. We really want to hear from you. Here it is, hour 40 or so. We've gone a little long, but that's okay, because we've been off for a couple weeks because of an illness, and everybody's doing fine. If you care, if you don't, everybody's doing fine anyway. Thank you guys for listening. Anybody that's listening, thank you so much for listening. Try to get it out to your friends.
We
If you think
appreciate
it's-
you.
Yeah, if you think it's good and worth hearing, or whatever, just give it out to as many people as you can. Pop it on social media. Tell people you're watching it. Throw a link in there. We'd really appreciate that. And it's not like we're not going to keep giving our opinions, because that's the way we are. So thanks everybody. And this is Grizz. I'm going to go roll around to the left and let everybody say goodbye. Our producer Sheila.
Bye.
You got it? But just bye.
Bye.
Just like, fuck it, gone. I don't care.
I barely talked, so bye.
That is true. We finally threw a camera on her, because every once in a while she says something funny and it'd be good. Now we're gonna go to we'll go over here to Hank. What you gotta say? Any words of wisdom to the end?
Yeah.
It's like fuck. I'm just
Fuck
here, bro. Safety meetings.
Yeah, safety meeting.
Safety meetings.
That's what I'm lacking right
Well, it's good to have you back. I'm glad you're back.
Thanks.
Legalize.
Fun to have you
I'm glad you guys invited me to be a co-host. I
Fun
appreciate
having you
that.
here.
Legalize safety meetings.
Yeah,
That's what we're going
legalize
for.
safety
Glad
meeting.
we're all
Well,
back together
hey,
again. Glad everybody's doing good.
Hey, on that
Okay.
kick,
Okay.
Congress did approve to decriminalize yesterday.
Cool.
Still not
Now it's
legal
going
though.
Still not
to the
legal,
Senate. Going to the Senate.
Yeah.
It'll still interrupt your evening.
Then hopefully.
Hammer down, everybody. You guys have a wonderful weekend.